Hey, step on crack. Break the dad's back.
Ah! Ah! 2A Foodtainment in the building. Let's go, chef!
If you know the song,
sing
along. Hit it.
Let's go, chef.
It's the Carolina Cook, the Carolina cooking the liners, rock and roll to the roll, say the
Was that it?
it just don't stop. Rock and roll to the roll, the rock, say the cooking
Doing the bait.
Cooking is my specialty, getting dirty in the kitchen like ODB, turning these groceries into delicacy.
Yeah, I have 2 minutes.
Got no recipe. The Carolina Cook got no recipe. The Carolina Cook
Doing the distant bait.
It's the Carolina Cook show. Ladies and gentlemen,
Leaning on the whip with it. Let's go, chef. What's up, everybody? Chef Anthony O'Brien here, the Carolina Cook. Cooking, tasting, and eating. That was lousy. My hands wasn't even where the words were. The Carolinas. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Carolina Cook Show. I am your host, the chef-adept of the United States. In this episode, I will be cooking up something that I don't know where it originated. I don't know where I got it from. I don't know where I first ate it. I don't know where I first cooked it. But I do know I'm about to cook it. It's just a simple recipe, y'all. It's like spaghetti, but it's not spaghetti. It's like spaghetti without the sauce. So since it's something like a spaghetti, I'm making somewhat of a Italian type salad to go along with it. So in this episode, y'all, I will be cooking up my version of a Panzanella salad with some ground beef or dry spaghetti and spaghetti noodles. Southern playalistic, soul food with some type of other stuff going on. So grab your passports, get your money, get your purses, get your ID, whatever you need. Come go with me, take a trip inside of my mind and see how I did it. First things first, let's cover a technicality here, y'all. You put a wet rag under your cutting board to keep it stable while you're cutting. All right, y'all, normally I let y'all see me cutting something so that y'all see me going through the process and see that it's actually me that's cooking the food or whatever. But I didn't feel like all of that today, so y'all just have to trust me that I was really the one that cut, sliced, and diced this food. Now, I got some Roma tomatoes here. You can use the little small baby tomatoes if you want to. That's what I would have used if I could find some. All right, but the particular store I went in only had that type. Then I got some fresh green bell peppers here and a white onion. You know, some people would argue that you should use a red onion in the salad. Well, I use what type of onion I want to use in the salad. And that's the thing about cooking, y'all. Do what you feel. Now, believe it or not, folks, everything you see here are fruits, except the onion. Anything that has seeds is a fruit. All right? We get that mixed up with fruits and vegetables. But anything that has seeds is a fruit, and anything that doesn't have seed is a veggie. So we got fruit here, which is the green bell pepper and the tomatoes. All right? The veggie is the onion. All right, y'all, like I said, y'all gonna have to believe me that I cut this up. So I got my onions roughly chopped, and I've sliced my green bell peppers. Here I have my tomatoes that are cut into halves, then cut into quarters. All right, I should have showed y'all how I did that though, but you can pretty much look at these tomatoes and tell how I cut them. I cut them into half, then in the reasonable sections, then I pretty much wedged them. Now this salad is relatively quick and easy. So what I'm doing now is putting salt on the tomatoes, and that salt is going to draw the moisture out of the tomatoes, and that's going to kind of like form the base of your salad dressing. So your dressing is being formed at the same time as the salad. All right, then I'm going to season them with a little black pepper, that sneeze powder. I hit this with like a little teaspoon of minced garlic. To be honest, I doubled back with another teaspoon and a half. Then to further draw those juices out of those tomatoes, you want to add an acid. So I'm adding some red wine vinegar, okay? Then after I add the red wine vinegar, I'm going to add some olive oil, all right? All right, y'all, I guess the dogs want their little 5 seconds of fame. They're barking in the background. But anyway, y'all, what makes this salad great, like I said, is that you're building the salad dressing and the salad at the same time. See, that's your salad dressing right there. As it sits, the more juice will be drawn from the tomatoes because of the salt and the acid. These dogs are pretty much ruining my video, but I'm going to keep it hood and just keep on moving. All right. Now, I'm going to sprinkle some fresh semi-dried. They're semi-dried basil, but they're fresh. You know, the little packets you could buy out of Walmart where they're slightly dry, but they're still moist and fragrant. All right. You can find them over there in the fresh herbs and vegetables section. All right, now I'm going to add some fresh cilantro that I just grabbed from my herb garden. All right, now I'm going to drop some of those chopped onions into this salad. Then, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and let this salad just sit here and sweat out, continue to sweat out. Then, when I'm ready, getting ready to serve the salad, I'm going to go ahead and add some croutons to it. All right, with this salad, you would normally use like a stale bread that's like 2 days old or something like that. But who has stale bread in their kitchen knowingly? I'm sure some of us do, but I don't. So what I'm going to do is substitute with some croutons. But I'll be adding those croutons towards the end. So let's go ahead and set this salad to the side and put it on reserve and continue with the next portion of this meal. All right, while that was going down, y'all, I had some water mixed with beef broth coming to a boil. And what I'm going to do is add some spaghetti pasta to that. We're going to cook that pasta for about 8 to 12 minutes. Once that pasta is adequately done, I'm going to shock it with some cold water, drain it, and reserve it until it's time to mix it with the meat. Okay, speaking of meat, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and get started on this meat. So what I'm going to do, in the skillet that I've already had warming, I'm going to add some butter to it and some cooking oil. And I'm going to begin to saute on my onions and my green bell peppers. I'm going to cook them until they're tender, slightly caramelized, and until they reduce in size. Now, I'm going to let this saute go on a moderately low heat, y'all, as I do other things. And periodically, I'll just come back, give them a little movement, to check on the process. You don't want them to end up burning on you. And when you put them on a little moderately low heat, you don't have to worry about them getting out of control on you. It's all about heat control when you're cooking as well. Now, my observation is telling me that my onions and peppers is where I want them to be. So we're going to start adding our meat and our seasonings. All right, I've added my ground beef. And as this cooks, the peppers are going to pretty much reduce a little more. And the onions are totally going to disappear. So if you don't want your onions to disappear, then you can slice them up about the same size as the peppers instead of chopping them up. If you notice, I haven't been giving minutes and seconds on cook times or anything like that because everything here is observation. You can see when the beef is brown, no longer pink, that it's done. You can look at the noodles and test them and know when they're done. You can look at your saute on your veggies and know when those are done as well. It's a pretty much simple meal. Let's figure out what I'm going to season this with. Let's hit it with a little sneeze powder. Little chicken bouillon. Little salt. Little steak and burger seasoning. I picked the right combination because it's smelling really good. I'm gonna give this a little taste here. See if I have to make adjustments on that seasoning. Keep in mind, use the seasonings you want. And I'm gonna saute some garlic. So I'm gonna saute this garlic for a couple seconds until I start smelling that aroma. Then I'll know it's ready. All right, they're smelling pretty good to me. Let's go ahead and start incorporating it into the meat now. Let's make one more addition, y'all. I'm gonna hit this with a little bit of Greek seasoning. Gotta top it off with a little Greek flavors, you know. And y'all, I know I use quite a few seasonings. That's because I didn't know what I wanted to use, so I just threw something together to build a specific taste. You can stick with one seasoning, you can stick with salt and pepper like most people do. It's on you, whatever you want to use. You know, for some odd reason, some people out there just think that salt and pepper is the only seasoning you should use in your food. I'm not one of those people. Now, you can do two things here, y'all. You can do what I normally do, which is cook the ground beef until all of the fat, or like we say in the country, grease, all of the grease reduces, or you can pour it in a strainer and drain it. So what I'm going to do is just use a slotted spoon when I'm removing it from the pan and let the oil drain out, all right? Because you want to drain all of this oil or a majority of it before you add it to your noodles. And that's it on the beef and noodles, y'all. Just going to go ahead and combine it with the noodles. Then we're going to jump back on the salad and finish that up. Put the final touches on that. Oh, and one more thing. After adding your noodles, check for the taste because you might have to add a little more seasoning. All right, now let's go ahead and hit this salad with the finishing touch, okay? What I'm going to do with this salad, as you can see, the tomatoes have really sweated out, and there's a lot of liquid in there. I trust my judgment that I can go ahead and add these croutons to this without it being too soggy. But if you don't trust yourself like that, then go ahead and remove some of the liquid. Then add your croutons. Then incorporate the amount of liquids you want on there, because the goal is not to have the bread in this salad or the croutons too soggy. You want to keep that crunch and maintain that crunch. Even if you have to set your salad to the side for a few minutes, you want to come back and be able to have a good crunch and consistency and texture on your bread. All right. And so what I'm going to do is add croutons to this. This salad requires like stale bread, like 2-3 day old bread. But I don't have that. And so what I'm doing is adding, substituting that for croutons, since the way you prepare your bread is similar to croutons anyway. All right. Now, this salad has a humble beginning, y'all, because poor folks scrounging and making meals is how we got a lot of the hood classics we got now. Being poor just helped you create some good meals. This is one of them. In that particular culture, the poor folks used stale bread, mixed it up with tomatoes, fresh tomatoes, olive oil, stuff like that, came up with a good salad. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is add some feta cheese to my salad. All right. Put my own little spin on this. Okay. The salad is done. The noodles are done. Now let's get it. Garnish with a little basil. And there you have it, y'all. Ground beef and spaghetti noodles with my version of a panzanella salad. Let's eat. And y'all just remember that if some people can't disrespect you, they're not going to mess with you, period. Because they only messing with you on the terms of them being able to disrespect you, handle you any kind of way, and talk to you any kind of way. And the minute you tell them that no, you can't, they no further have any other dealings with you. Because their only communication with you is disrespect. And when it comes to respect, anytime you have to tell somebody to respect you because they continue to not respect you, you already know that's not the person for you, because you have to ask for their respect. You have to fight for their respect. You have to demand their respect. If they had any type of love for you and didn't have any animosity towards you or whatever, they would respect you. Okay? So if you not tolerating disrespect causes some people to clam their jaws towards you and not have anything to say to you or not want to deal with you, that is fine and dandy, because their only communication with you was disrespectful and negative. And when they can't plant those type of seeds into your life, they no longer have a purpose. So they will leave you alone, like as if you did something wrong to them by demanding respect. Y'all, just chill to the next episode. Like, comment, share the love, and subscribe, y'all. Get me into the rhythm of the algorithm. Liketh, shareth thou the love, and subscribeth unto my channel, and smiteth that notification button. Thank you. Let's go, Chef.